I rarely make shaped cards now, and frankly, this is something that I really miss from my early card making days. When I saw the Spring Wreath stamp set from Pretty Pink Posh, I knew it was perfect to use for a cute little circle card. It's like it was made just for that. If you're not into shaped cards and prefer regular A2 size cards and formats, you can easily incorporate my today's idea into a traditional format card. Hi everyone, I'm Yana Smakula and I'm hoping you loved this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell too to be notified of every new upload. I started working on my project by stamping the Spring Wreath in black ink on regular white paper. I stamped it a few times to have a good black impression, and I also kept the stamp in the Misty tool just in case I later decided that I needed to re-stamp it. I didn't actually need to, but it's something that I've made a habit of doing. I wasn't sure which coloring medium I wanted to use for this card, for the wreath, but having just received a set of dual-ended Chameleon pencils in the mail, I wanted to give them a go. For this card, I picked just a handful of colors to test these pencils out. I started with a cactus green, number 2001, and summer leaf, number 2002, for the leaves on the wreath. I used both ends of the pencil to apply a light green and a dark green color to the images, and it was very easy to do. I used a very light hand when coloring all of the leaves and all of the flowers today, but you can also go in with a heavier hand if you'd like to have more solid pencil coverage on your paper. You can also color with these pencils on colored cardstock and not just white. If you're not into colored pencils, you can of course color this wreath using any coloring medium you like. The images here are small and they don't require a lot of work, so it's a great image to color quickly or on the go. Before I started working on this card, I picked a color scheme and I knew I wanted to have a lot of pinks, peach, and yellow colors, and of course green. So I made sure to pick those to color all of the flowers and dots that make up the wreath. Once my wreath was colored, I also stamped a darling butterfly from the Beautiful Butterfly stamp set and another separate flower from the Spring Wreath set. And again, I colored both images using same dual-ended Chameleon pencils. The butterfly can be colored in many different ways. I decided I wanted it to have pink wings and went for an ombre look with dark pink near the body of the butterfly and light pink at the end of the wings. I also used a light gray and black pencils to color the body of my butterfly. When coloring with colored pencils, the pigment from the pencil often goes over the stamped line, the black line, and it dulls it. So I sometimes like to re-stamp the image outline to have it look darker and crisper. And so I did that for the butterfly. It really helped the black outline look like true black on the finished piece. There are coordinating dies available for both of these stamp sets, and I used mine to cut the wreath, individual flower, and also the butterfly out. Next, I stamped a sentiment for this card that reads Spring Greetings. It comes from the Spring Wreath stamp set. I stamped it on dark yellow cardstock and heat embossed in white embossing powder. Once it was ready, I trimmed it into a skinny strip. From this point, if you prefer a standard format card, you can create a regular A2 card base and follow the tutorial. I, however, wanted to make a circle card. So I die cut a circle card base using a regular circle die. I first created an A2 card base out of light yellow cardstock, and next I used the die to cut it into a circle. I made sure that the die blade went outside the fold of the card a little bit, just so that I didn't die cut two separate circles, but rather a circle card base. Next, I used lots of foam adhesive squares to foam mount the colored wreath on the card. Before I adhered it in place, I added some white twine to be able to tie it into a bow later. It just adds a nice finishing touch to the card. I made a V-shaped cut on the right-hand side of the sentiment strip, and having figured out the placement, I adhered it in place using glue. I only added glue where the strip overlapped the wreath. I used different shades of yellow cardstock for the card base and the sentiment strip so that they didn't blend together. I also shaped the butterfly a little bit and adhered it onto the card using foam adhesive to pop it up above the background. I also foam mounted that individual flower that I had colored previously. Finally, I used a mix of sequins from the Easter sequin mix and also small clear droplets to embellish this card. I adhered them in place using liquid glue and my handy crystal katana tool. Here's a look at the finished card and also a few close-up photos of this project. It was easy and super fun to make. There's also an autumn wreath stamp set from Pretty Pink Posh that can be used in the same way for a fall card, and I cannot wait to give it a try this fall. I hope you'll give this idea a try using these or other stamps from your stash. If you do, remember to share online and tag us. We always love seeing what you guys are making. On the screen, there's a link to another video that you might like to watch after this one. Subscribe now not to miss any new card making videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.